Jimmy didn't let very many things bother him, because he could find a place where he could get him a beer.
James Newton Demaret was born in 1910 in Houston, Texas. As a young boy, he caddied in Memorial Park during World War I. In 1924, River Oaks Country Club was being built just across Buffalo Bayou from Memorial Park. Jimmy found a footbridge and would make his way over there and check out the construction. He got to know a lot of the employees there and eventually got to know Jack Burke Sr., who gave him a job in the caddy yard. Jack Burke Sr. saw something special in Jimmy Demaret, even as a 14-year-old in the caddy yard, so he brought him in to work in the pro shop with him. He was definitely a mentor to Jimmy Demaret from a young age. Jack's oldest son, Jack Jr., is a toddler running around the club.
Jack Burke was a young man caddying at River Oaks, and Jimmy Demaret was one of the pros, along with Jack's father. And Jimmy Demaret would often have to babysit Jack.
When Jack turned pro was right after his father had died. And so Jimmy became that mentor for Jack and took him out on the pro circuit. They had a 13-year age difference, but eventually became close friends. At a young age, Jimmy's still looking for work. He found a job working for John Bredimus during the construction of Herman Park Golf Course. Clearly that was his first experience in building a golf course, and he used those lessons later on when he built Champions. At just 22 years old, he lands a head pro job at Galveston Country Club. So he's working as a golf pro in Galveston, but he also had a passion for singing, and he was a really, really talented singer. Actually considered a career in music, but chose golf. In 1939, he wins the Los Angeles Open and the season-long Vardon Trophy. Jimmy didn't play a ton of pro events in 1940, but he won 6 of the ones that he did play, including the Masters. I'm sure he loved the green jacket, although he didn't get one when he first won because that tradition of giving a green jacket to champions didn't come until later, after he'd won 3 times. Jimmy was a very flashy dresser. Loud colors, big patterns. People called him the wardrobe.
Demaret was fantastic. I mean, he always had this crazy outfits on. I remember the rodeo was coming to town, so it must have been around, I don't know, November or something, but he had ostrich boots on, he had jeans that were custom with an ostrich quilt, ostrich piece on the back that matched the boots. He had a shirt that had the ostrich on these pockets, and then he had a hat, cowboy hat with the ostrich band with a feather, and it was just unreal. I mean, you'd never seen anything like it in your life. And he'd want to have a drink with you in the bar, or he'd want to watch you hit putts, and he'd ask you what you were doing with your putting. He was an incredible guy.
When I worked here in high school, I'm working on the driving range. But nobody's out there at 3 o'clock on a July afternoon, and I'm hitting balls while I'm getting paid minimum wage. And so all of a sudden, a golf cart comes screaming out to the tee box on the driving range, and I look around, and it's Mr. Demaret. And I think I'm being fired for hitting balls while I'm working. Instead, he looks at me real quick and says, "Tommy," and I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Swing harder," and he drove off. And so that was my one lesson from the 3-time Masters winner, Mr. Demaret.
Jimmy was at the height of his career when World War II began, and he served in the Navy for 2 years, from 1943 to 1945. After the war, Jimmy goes back out on tour, and in 1947 has one of his best years yet, including another Vardon Trophy. He was the top money winner that season with almost $28,000 in earnings. In 1941, he was named to his first of 4 Ryder Cup teams, but because of World War II, the event was not held. He did eventually play in 1947, 1949, and 1951. He was undefeated, going 6-0 in his matches. Jimmy and his good pal Jack Burke Jr. dreamed of opening their own club. They wanted to take everything they'd learned from all the great clubs they've been to around the country and around the world and bring it to Houston. Houston was their home, that's where their roots were, that's what they knew, and that's where they wanted to be.
But what's really interesting is the fact that back in the 1930s, Jimmy Demaret tried to interest Fred Corcoran in bringing the headquarters of the PGA of America to Houston. He wanted it to be at Brayburn Country Club, which was a John Bredimus course. It's still here, it's still active. It's a beautiful golf course. So Jimmy felt like they should get out of Florida.
So Champions was founded in 1957, but the golf course officially opened in 1959. There's a huge grand opening. Jimmy Demaret brought a lot of his celebrity friends. And, Jimmy was always rubbing elbows with the celebrity kinds. You see him on the I Love Lucy show or the Ed Sullivan show or whatever else. He was a celebrity, kind of the first golf personality, I think, on TV.
You know who we're playing with? Who? Jimmy Demaret.
Jimmy Demaret? Who's he?
May I?
Jimmy was always an entertainer, even when he was on tour, but after his playing career, he went on television to host Shell's Wonderful World of Golf, which is some of the first exhibition-only TV golf.
And through the first hole, both players get their par fours, and this match is all even on Shell's Wonderful World of Golf.
Mr. Demaret would spend, and I'm not much of a locker room guy, but I would tell you, I do have memories of Mr. Demaret on the evenings sitting there on the bar with his elbows, these gigantic arms of his, these pipe fitter arms of his. And drinking and telling stories and regaling other people around the bar. And he would do that about every evening. That was his spot. I think some of the worn part on that bar is probably from him leaning on it all those years as he told the next story.
In the late 70s, Jimmy helped to build Onion Creek Golf Club in Austin, Texas. That was also the site of the first Legends Tour event, the circuit that Jimmy helped found that would become the Senior Tour. Jimmy won 31 times professionally. After a successful and colorful career in golf, Jimmy Demaret passed away in 1983. I think Jimmy would be very proud of where Champions Golf Club is today. We continue to host big national events. It's maintained his legacy very proudly, and our members keep the highest standards of golf.